Shocking discovery shows how mysterious spirit uses portals in the Skinwalker Ranch. The research team, the group investigates a weird entity that seems to be traveling around the ranch by using portals. In the course of the research team's investigation into the unexplained happenings that continue to take place at Homestead 2, Thomas had worked in conjunction with the other members of this group to attempt everything that he could possibly envision doing in order to utilize rigorous scientific technique. They had attempted groundbreaking penetrating radar, laser scanning, LiDAR scanning, drilling, and excavation, but none of these technologies produced any results that could be considered conclusive. When they poked at this nest, the one and only thing that they focused on was the unusual things that appeared to be happening as a result of their actions. So they decided to invite a special guest to see if his methods can help. Not only is Rabbi Ariel Zadok an expert in Judaism and an educator in the religion, but he's also versed in the ways in which the portal phenomenon they have been looking into could be explained by adhering to that belief system. This is because Rabbi Ariel Zadok is an expert in Judaism and an instructor in the religion, so he could probably explain why mysterious spirits use portals in the Skinwalker Ranch. In general, they shield away from magical experiments and rituals like the plague. Nevertheless, at this very moment, they were at a loss to know what to gain by participating in one of these activities. After taking a little break, they came to the conclusion that they should get back to their Bible study. The Holy Scriptures make mention to a diverse range of indigenous communities that once inhabited our world. He came to take a look, not at what is expressed here from the viewpoint of a scientific anomaly, but rather from the viewpoint of something spiritual. He came to examine what is expressed here as a spiritual phenomenon. He was well aware of the fact that a reference to these entities might be found in the Bible. They inhabit what adherents of many religious traditions would refer to as a spiritual plane of existence. They came up with the hypothesis that if one were to use more modern terminology, one would be able to refer to that as a fourth dimension of space. What appears to be going on is that there is a very good potential that there is a native earth spirit that has made this site their home for as long as it is able to sustain life. This notion seemed to be supported by the fact that there is a very good possibility that there is a native earth spirit. And if there is one thing that they consider to be the ultimate form of disrespect, it's when other people invade their domain. When one is roaming around the grounds of this home, there are times when one can get the idea that something nefarious is taking place. They are erroneous in their belief that this is the only reality. However, this is not the case at all. It is possible that this site is home to a living, non-human sentient creature that is the one responsible for opening and closing portals. If this is the case, then the portals might be opened and closed by this creature. They only made an appearance for a brief period of time before disappearing again. Tonal technologies are a sort of acoustic technology that are believed to have the capacity to open up the heavens as well as a passage, a doorway, or even a portal. Tonal technologies are also known as sonic technologies. They had a discussion about the approach that they would take to successfully execute the work. Prior to the opening of the gates, they intended to create a sacred area and worship in the usual manner. This was going to take place before the gates were opened. They meant to make it very evident that they were urging whatever was there to communicate with them in the form of a sign that it was willing to do so, and their intention was to make it clear that they were encouraging this. Where it had been before when we had looked, it simply evaporated into thin air without a trace, exactly where the sun was located, as well as specifically where the portion of the sky was. In the middle of one of the members of the team's discussion about how he had high hopes that he was able to achieve whatever phenomenon is taking place here on the ranch, they suddenly noticed something sparkling in the sky to the west. The issue had been occurring in the exact same position as it had in the past, which is that same spot. This is consistent with previous experiences. After then, there was no sign of it anywhere. It is always in the same spot, so look there if you're looking for it. The object that they had been gazing at materializes out of nowhere, emits a burst of light that is extremely dazzling, and then dissipates into nothing more than a speck. It was getting a little out of hand. The range has a long and storied history of strange occurrences, including reports of unidentified flying objects, the mutilation of animals, and other unexplained events. These occurrences have been meticulously recorded over the entirety of the ranch's history. In this particular episode, the group investigates a weird entity that seems to be traveling around the ranch by using portals as a means of transportation. This episode, which can be seen here, is titled Mysterious Spirit Uses Portals, and you can watch it right now. In order to trace the movements of the mystery entity and locate its place of origin, the team takes use of a wide variety of scientific instruments in their investigation. The crew of the show conducts interviews with a variety of persons who claim that they have seen the creature at various points over the course of the episode. Before it disappeared, the creature was seen going through a portal, which is what the testimony of one eyewitness claims happened before it disappeared. Another eyewitness asserted that they saw an item go through the wall before dissipating into thin air in front of their very eyes. In addition to this, the group looks into a cave network in the region that is said to be connected to the monster in some way. They investigate the cave and discover a number of strange events within it, such as unusual rock formations and an increased level of electromagnetic radiation. As the investigation continues, the crew begins to get the suspicion that the thing may have originated from another planet or another star system. In an effort to make sense of the incomprehensible happenings that have been taking place on the ranch, they decide to conduct interviews with experts in the field of ufology. As the show follows the adventure of full-time treasure hunters through each season, the mysteries surrounding Oak Island continue to become more perplexing. Their discoveries using metal detectors open up previously unimaginable doors for historical research. But you may achieve the same results with your own tools. When hunting for something on someone else's property or on public grounds, you should always ask for permission first. The crew of the Curse of Oak Island discover some scientific evidence that points to the possibility that the money pit contains a significant amount of silver. They also discovered a cemented region that contained traces of gold and other metals, which led them to believe that the rarest metal in the world, osmium, could be hidden somewhere in the murky depths of Oak Island. In the province of Nova Scotia, Canada, there is an island known as Oak Island. The two brothers, Marty and Rick Lagina, have, for all means and purposes, devoted their whole lives to unraveling the mystery of Oak Island and discovering its well-guarded secrets, all the while harboring the dream of finding treasure on the island. It looks like their most recent treasure hunting journey has actually taken a productive turn, despite the fact that they've spent many years working extremely hard to unearth the island's secrets, yet making very little progress in their efforts. In recent years, the brothers Lagina have discovered a number of significant discoveries on Oak Island. These findings have, according to some people, opened a door to Oak Island's buried treasure. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications for more episodes on Skinwalker Ranch. In the end, the crew is unable to fully explain the actions of the monster or locate the source from where it arose. Despite this, they do unearth some intriguing evidence that seems to point to the ranch being the site of some unusual goings-on. They draw the conclusion that something isn't quite right as a result of this. The entire book, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, offers a fascinating look into the world of paranormal research, which is always interesting to read about. The show is very professionally produced, and it features interviews with a wide variety of experts that are knowledgeable about the subject matter being discussed. If you have any curiosity in the supernatural or in occurrences that cannot be explained, it's strongly suggested that you check into it. Researchers found something in the Oak Island money pit you won't believe. Click on the next video to find out.